Hi, I'm Daniel Boy. Welcome to a very, very special edition of the Front Row Podcast. Today we have three very special guests, and we're going to be talking about something that's very close to us Asians. That is marketing Asian designers. What is it like marketing Asian designers, and how can Asian designers stand out in a time like this? We live in really special times right now with racism and Black Lives Matter and inclusiveness, sustainability. So we're going to be talking about all that with my three special guests. So I'm going to plunge straight in to introduce them. Our first two ladies are Peg Lei Peng and Lily. They're both from Society A. Now, Society A is a store that is
Yeah.
committed to, uh, to promoting Asian labels. They have a full Asian lineup of wonderful labels. Lei Ping is the founder of Society A. So we're going to be chatting with them a little later on about why they started Society A and the difficulties or the rewards of marketing labels. Our next guest actually needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce her anyway. She was the winner of a Netflix reality show. I'm a huge fan. I gush and gush and gush and go on and talking about her forever and ever. Is the founder of the label Minju Kim, and she's of course the winner of Netflix Next in Fashion, Minju Kim. So welcome, ladies. Welcome to the front row.
Hi,
Good evening,
Daniel.
Daniel. Good evening,
Hi,
Minju.
Minju.
Hey,
Hi.
Minju.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna try
feel
my very
famous
best
with
not
my
to
things
gush
today.
anyway, and remember my question. All right. Okay, let's first start with Minju. Now, you are the hot new Asian face right now. Tell us about your label from the time you started before Next in Fashion, why you started your label. Was it difficult starting your label and the difficulties you had or the triumphs you had when you started your label?
Okay, first of all, hi everyone, I'm Minju. And actually, Minju Kim is like a soul-based like fashion brand. And then we like focus on like creativity and also a bit of the fairy tale from me and with high quality like craftsmanship. That's Minju Kim. But as actually like how I started because I don't know. When I was in school, I never think about like making my own label. I was always like kind of dreaming like going to the fashion house, but somehow I got the chance like joining H&M Award, and then actually I was the winner from there too. And then I had a
Oh,
really great chance. Yeah. Yeah, but and then I had a really great chance that I can sell my collection like 11 cities in the world when I was a student. And then I saw people are really enjoying my collection and also like I don't know, I saw some of the people like who's wearing my collection and I feel quite like thrilled by that. And that time was the first time I would think about maybe I can start my label like that. Yeah.
well, I'm glad you started your label. All right, I'm going to direct my next question to the two ladies from Society A because you started carrying Minju Kim before Next in Fashion. What was it about the label that attracted you to pick up and stock her collection, her pieces?
Yeah. Lily is our
Ladies
buyer
from
and she has spotted so many labels. Yeah. So um, I really love Minju's voluminous structures. It gives a lot of confidence and it empowers modern women. You know, like you can be a powerful fairy. So I really like Minju's interpretation and her unique perspective on fashion. Yeah, so everything else is history. Like
well,
for
you know
me,
what?
when I
I
started
was for
Minju,
you bought a label, so kudos to you, ladies. All right.
Mhm.
Minju, can't talk about you without talking about Next in Fashion. So, before Next in Fashion and after Next in Fashion, tell us about the changes because I'm sure there were lots of changes. Suddenly, everybody knew who you were. There was all this attention on you. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Um, I think the biggest thing, I think I have many followers, like compared to before, because yeah, I started like from the 10,000 and now I have 50,000 or something like that. Like it go, I no, it was, yeah, it's, I don't know, it's getting way high. And then I got really nice, lovely, like a message from the all over the world, like people who saying that they love our collection. And yeah, like that. I think that's the most biggest thing. I think we get lots of love from everybody. That's really great thing.
Oh, because we love
Mm.
you, Minju. And one thing I also like about you is that all your collections from the first episode all the way up to you won Next in Fashion, they're all centered around stories and you have not forgotten your Asian roots. I think that is wonderful. But it's not just a recreation of a Korean story or an Asian silhouette, but you've taken it and you've fashionized it and you've modernized it. How much of that was yours? And how much of that was the producers edging you on? Am I stirring the pot right now?
Can you ask me again? What was the question? It was like
Sure, okay.
I didn't
Um,
understand well.
I
Sorry.
love the story. Right. I love the stories that you tell through your clothes on the show. And all your stories have a very strong Asian, Asian, Asian foundation, but you've modernized it. It's fashionable. How much of it was Minju, and how much of it did the producers actually come and tell you to change the design because of TV?
Um, okay, let me try to answer. I don't know. I understand
Okay.
it perfectly.
All right.
The surprising thing that you said, like, it's very Asian. Like, actually, like, I mean, honestly, like, I'm not really focusing on Asian like concept or idea. It comes very naturally. Like, sometimes like the buyers like also like they saying that, oh, it looks like a Korean tradition hanbok, or like it's very like Asian style, but I didn't mean it. It comes very naturally. Yeah, I think so. Like also in next in fashion, I was trying to think about what I like and what I'm very into, but not really like Asian based or something like that. But I don't know. I think very natural born with it, like bring out Asian like feeling and the mood. Yeah.
How has
So
life
I did I
changed? Because
understand well?
yes, that was a fantastic answer.
Uh,
Okay, I'm going to ask something which is probably quite obvious, but how has your life changed and how have your collections changed since Next in Fashion? Have you has it become more commercialized, or do you have a stronger voice now that you can push the Minju aesthetic and do you now tell your sister what you want to design?
First of all, my sister, she's always saying, there's nothing changed about it. It's our job. Also, I don't know, after like next in fashion, actually it's like Netflix. It's like kind of somehow for everybody. It was even 12, the age line. So like I think many people, like even though they are not in fashion, they know about like now Minju Kim and they enjoy the show. And I got like many people who are asking like Minju Kim pieces, but more like easy and casual way also.
Yeah.
So we are really trying to think about that too, because I really want to approach to many people, and then I really wish that many people enjoy Minju Kim. but for me, it's not that difficult. But sometimes people saying they all it's quite looks strong, you know. But that's
Okay.
what Minju Kim was well known about. Minju Kim, like our label, we were like quite well known about the special like print and also the shapes, like the strong like energy that what she said, like so. But now I think that we also have like just I don't want to say normal, like people who just want to try Minju Kim. So we are like we also trying like make it something simple, but still there's Minju Kim like a touch with it. Like
Mhm.
this time it was the first time we tried kind of like Hawaiian shirt with our print in it, and it really worked well, like many people like buying it, and then we made everything sold out actually with it. So
That's
I think
very
that
proud.
people, yeah, I think people feel like already special with, even though the item is simple, but there's Minju Kim print in it. I think
Yes.
people enjoying it, I think. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm one of those people that's feeling really special right now because I'm wearing Minju Kim. Okay, actually, this
Yeah.
is my tribute to Mix in Fashion because not only am I wearing Minju Kim, but I'm also wearing Daniel Fletcher. So this is my tribute outfit. You know, putting this on, it's a beautiful print and it instantly makes me really, really happy. Now, this piece
Oh.
I picked from Society A. So I'm going to direct this to the two ladies from Society A. You have been marketing, we chatted about this earlier, you have been marketing Minju Kim since before Next in Fashion. How have things changed after she won the competition? Do you find it easier to market her, or do you find that people become a lot have a lot more expectations? Tell us about that.
So the good thing about Minju is I think with the next in fashion, it puts a human um, definition to the designer, and people know her.
They
for
connect with
who,
her as a
yeah,
person.
and they know her for who she really is, right? And the one thing great about Minju, or most of the Asian designers, is they understand everything about a design. Um, it's not just about a mood board. They know the patterns, they know the fabric, what works with this fabric, and what kind of patterns would bring out what kind of effect. So yeah, it's she's so clever, right? so so when people see that in a show from scratch to the real fashion show, it brings about this admiration for her designer determination, that this is me, but
Mhm.
I don't want to compromise. But I'm having a hard time. Can somebody help me? So I think the show really puts her out there as a real designer, and her story is it's uniquely hers. And of course, when it comes to sales in the store, it skyrocketed. So you have to be really lucky to own a piece of Minju right now.
These are all that
I'm
flats
so
with us.
privileged.
Yeah, so I actually feel that the show is the show is good because it allows her to shine. Yeah, well done,
Mhm.
Minju. I
Well
watched
done.
the entire the entire series.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk about Society A. Society A does not only just carry Minju Kim, you carry a lot of wonderful underground, lesser known but fantastic Asian labels like Sean Sheila. You carry Shirt Number White, who is incidentally showing tomorrow on the front row. Why did you decide to start Society A, knowing that it is so much easier to start to market a Western label? Why did you take on this mantle? Glad you did it, and you are one of the very few people who believe in our Asian designers. But let's go back and talk about why you started it.
Okay, so I feel for fashion, first of all, you must really have a point of view. So what Society A is about is we started with that point of view, and that point of view is really, what four of us here are about. I don't wish for a Westerner to represent Asians, and I think if we have the capacity to stand for who or what we are, then why don't we do it, right? So even for what Daniel is doing now with Front Row, I really like this idea of designers and retailers and also curators coming together for this solidarity thing. Yeah, I think fashion is really about point of view, and our customers are the same. So to be able to bring that point of view across in a very genuine manner, like our designers do, they really need a platform because you still need some economies of scale.
Yes.
So what Society A does is we want to be that platform and to market all the designers, Asian designers, on a single avenue where people can access and read about those perspectives and consume that point of view. So I think that really is what Society A wants to bring across in terms of fashion.
Was it
Of course,
difficult to embrace it, to embrace this concept that Asian designers are great and they're luxury and they're worth paying for? Because I know that there's this bias.
I think discerning customers will not,
Hmm.
because they know what quality is and the fit and the fabric. They know what they are. Even for Asian designers, they may not necessarily just deal with Asian fabrics, although Korea has very great fabrics, but they also
import like Italian
import,
fabric or like from everywhere.
from anywhere that they need to bring out their design. So it's not just about Asian. So discerning customers, and I find that with modern women, with our education and with our women empowerment, confidence, and standing up for ourselves, this consumption of point of view is just it's a natural progression. It's the same for a designer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
So
think that's a wonderful point because a lot of people expect Asian designers to just do Asian things, but the world is so international. I mean, let's take Minju for instance. I see a lot of Asianness in her clothes, but in a modern aesthetic. But Minju says that she doesn't think about it; it comes naturally. So there are many, many different points of view, and I think that's what makes our Asian designers so special. Minju, I'm going to throw the next question to you. Go all the way back to when you first started. Was it difficult for you to try and get international stock lists? And did you feel that being Asian made it difficult for you to get into the stores? Or was it an advantage for you? Do we have Minju? Can you hear me? Or have we lost Minju? All right. Okay, let me just repeat the question again in case you didn't hear me. Minju, when you first started out in fashion and you were a young designer, did you feel that there was a lot of bias? Okay, oh, Minju can't hear us. Okay, maybe I'll throw that question to Lei Ping since you started picking up on Minju Kim even before she became famous. Did you find it easy to market her because she wasn't a star designer yet?
you mean when she first started?
Yes, before she took part in Mixing Fashion, when she was still relatively, say, unknown to the wider shopping public, did you find it difficult to market Minju Kim? Or do you find it a lot easier after she became a celebrity designer? Oh God, I hate that term, celebrity designer. It doesn't take away from the designer. When she became a bit more famous.
A bit more famous. Are you serious? She's like
So
super famous.
I
Well, I I
I'm trying to
think
put my enthusiasm.
yeah, we carried her from FW 18, and then she didn't do the whole of 19 because
Right.
she was designing for Korean celebrities' closets. So, so FW 18, that series actually a lot of media picked it up because, like I said, you very unique point of view,
Yes.
and she was even what you call that? Her designs. That series was a bit more. It was inspired by the first FW 18.
This one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of
a lot of glitter, a lot of shine
Jacquard.
and jacquard. So it was very suitable for us when it comes to marketing. It must also make sense in terms of what customers want. So
Hmm.
for FW at that point was more on year end, party looks. So it
Right.
went well. Yeah, but of course, it's quite different from her current season that we have. And I'm so excited to share about FW20 as well. Yeah, so FW20, I think Minju has extended her collection so much wider. Yeah, so she has definitely grown over the years, um, even in terms of the volume. So yeah,
All right. Have we got Minju back? Can you hear us, Minju? You can hear us? Okay. Now, Minju, we were just talking about starting out as a young designer, and did you find and the difficulties as a young designer starting out and trying to get stock lists around the world? Did you find that being Asian made it harder for you to get stock lists, or was it easier for you because everyone thought, "Wow, an Asian designer, it's more exotic," and at that time there were a lot of Asian designers, Asian American designers that were really really famous. What was your story? Was it easy for you?
Actually, no, of course it's not easy like for me because I think it's not only me, it's everybody, but it's not about because especially we are Asian. Just as a young designer, there's so much things we have to learn, like from the experience. Like we are like because I think most of young designer we start with our own creativity and also like really big dream with it. So we sometimes like we really don't know the right balance or what really people want it. Like this thing we learn it by experience. I think that's the case is with me. It took really long time knowing about the marketing, also what really people needs to because like my first season is all about for myself so it's really hard like a point for the like buyers like buying our collection and it was way too expensive too so I think that's also really difficult thing that I learn about it, and then also like meeting people who likes us, and it took a long time. It's for young designer, everybody. Like me, always like talk with my friend. We said if you over 3 seasons, that's success. Like it means it take time to
Yeah.
approach to the customer. So I know many like other like Asian young designer, they're doing so well. I was the slow one. I was finally like I was very lucky that I was the winner of the next in fashion. So it has kind of the point that people know about us, but like my like Angel Chan, Angel, like she
Yes.
was already
Yeah.
so succeed from the start season. Like it's everybody has different step, everybody has
Yeah.
different process. So and I saw many like creative and amazing Asian designer. So yeah, I think that everybody has different style. Yeah.
How did you end up taking part in Mix in Fashion? I'm very curious. How did you end up on that show? Were you scouted to take part in that show? And
Uh,
yeah, tell us.
Actually, I got the invitation from the Next in Fashion. They was like looking for like the designer like from the each country. So actually, I was only one of the 10 designer. I was not only one chosen. So like if
Wow.
they choose like a 10 designer from Korea, 10 designer from China, like that. And then who wants it, we apply for it. So yeah, like but I was very worried that how I'm gonna be shown in TV because I'm not really TV person. And I'm not an entertainer. So but my sister, she said that I have to try because like Minju Kim was kind of like the level that it was we because we did already 9 collection, but there was no point we go like upper. So my sister said it would be really amazing chance that we showing and we tell our story and how amazing we are. So that's why it made me like challenging next in fashion. I didn't know I'm gonna be picked, but at the end I was the pick from the Korea. Yeah,
Well, it just shows that the producers have good taste. And what I really loved about it
yeah.
was that you told your story, you know, you told your story
Actually,
and you were true to
actually,
yourself.
you know the funny thing, who
Yeah.
did the interview? Me.
Uh,
And then she told the producer, like, I found winner.
oh,
Yeah, before start the show, like they already knew that I'm gonna be the winner.
wow. You know, they had foresight. I can tell you also when I the first episode and I saw that amazing piece that you put together with Angel, I was like, these two girls, they're gonna win, they're gonna win. So
Yeah.
you know what? You gave me you gave me you gave me you gave me hope for Asian designers, and I binged watched the show, so I finished it all in one day. But it was really a very good fashion design program as well because it wasn't about the drama and it wasn't about scripted TV. All the designers had real stories, and that's why I really enjoyed it. And as a fashion person, I was also very intrigued by your journeys. You know, each of your respective journeys. So. I thought it was a great show. Okay, now let's talk about designers now, especially during the pandemic, when you know there's all this racism going on. I hear from some of the Asian models about their stories of racism in Milan and Paris and London, and this was before the respective lockdowns and things that are going on in the US. Have things changed for Asian designers? Has it become more difficult for you? Do you all have stories? Let's hear from the designer first. Minju?
You mean after pandemic and
Yeah, now that yeah, and there's all this racism going around. Do you think that it's become harder for Asian designers, or in harder in some markets, for instance, to sell your label or to sell your image?
that's quite sorry. I don't know. Oh, it's like I don't know, like from my friend, actually, like we are kind of um has been affected from the pandemic, but not the races, I think.
Right.
And
Okay.
then yeah, because and like we all like me also, I love like a different diversity. So like even like FW like 20 this season we collection we used like Asian model and then but there was nothing like yeah that kind of reaction like by anyone. And maybe I don't know about news well or something, but yeah,
Because
I think
I
that
heard
definitely like the luxury brand, the big brand, they got lots of attack by like if they are using only like white and then if they don't
right.
show like diversity and the other race, I think definitely I saw that people are not happy about it, and then they want to see more like a different thing, and then many other like, you know. So I can see that the world are changing. The people, they I think they are more against it, and that they want to fight with it. I can see that, especially in fashion, because like it presenting what is beauty, you know.
Yes.
So I think it's very important. Yeah.
I think that's great to hear. Yeah. Let's hear from the ladies of Society A, Lei Ping and Lily. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think that this pandemic has made it harder to market Asian fashion? Or in fact, it even opened more doors? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, actually, when we first entered lockdown and circuit breaker in Singapore, we were really, really thankful that we didn't have to start from ground zero with our e-commerce store. You know, it's something that we've always had. What we
Yes.
did miss was definitely the interaction with customers in our physical store. But we we've definitely seen like new customers from different regions, and a lot of them thanks to Minju, because we see the kind of products that they are buying, that they are like searching for on our site. And when the designers put themselves out there, or not everybody has like a wonderful opportunity like Nix in fashion, but in their own way, when they get the brand out there, it helps retailers like us, because we are also about always telling the story, sharing about the Asian heritage, culture, fabrics. And um, the world is definitely changing, but I think it's changing in ways that it makes minority groups a lot more prominent. People are a lot more welcoming to hearing about all these stories that perhaps in the past they've kind of overlooked or never even had access to. So I think it's been great. We don't see adversity, but I think there's a lot of opportunity.
That's great to hear. It's really lovely to hear. And that's something that we at the front row believe very strongly in as well. Okay, talking about changing world, we see a lot of luxury labels now embracing seasonless fashion. Let's hear from all three of you your thoughts on seasonless fashion, starting with Minju. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think in future that is going to be what fashion collections are all going to be like, seasonless?
Mm, the season less.
Yes.
You mean there's no gonna be season like the fashion, like no SS or no FW like that? That's what you mean?
That's right. Yeah, because some labels have decided, like for example, Gucci has announced that they're going to go seasonless. Do you think that's going to be the future of fashion, or do you think spring, summer, autumn, winter, seasonal collections are still going to be important? What are your thoughts on that?
Hmm. I think I think for me, season is important. I
Right.
think Gucci, because they make Rizzo, they make like Prefer, they make so many seasons. I think that's why. But as a young designer, we definitely need a season because we only do two collection. I think when we do the only two collection, I think it's enough. But if we go for like 4 or 5 like season, like of course that's really crazy because it means lots of production going on. And it's also
Yes, that's
difficult focus on designing too because they are a huge team. It's possible. But for young designer like us, for me, like a season is important because especially Korea is now is really hot. I have to make
yeah,
something for that. And also,
yeah.
I really love the color divide. Like for summer, I go really bright and I go really like colorful. I love that mood. But for the winter, I go a little bit dark Minju and then like put it a bit down. And also, I love the also functional thing. Like for summer, I try to make it very cool and also like it's pretty, but still like very cool fabric or something like that. I love that. And for winter, we go also another functional thing. So yeah, definitely season for me is very important. Just if I don't make a prefer or result like that, I think it's fine for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that the great thing also is because you've got such a strong signature that whether it's spring, summer, or autumn, winter, you can still tell it's a Minju piece. And I think that's great. All right, Lei Ping and Lily, what are your thoughts on seasonless fashion?
Um, Seasonless fashion.
I
Yeah.
think I think that comes from a point of view of like fulfilling what the customers want because they want newness more frequently. So as a retailer, um, we don't put the pressure on brands that they have to do more seasons, but how we control launches in line with,
Right.
how often customers want something new, something fresh. Because sometimes customers that come to our store, they work here, they come here every week. They want to see something different. So as a retailer, I think we've had to adapt that way. Maybe not newness from like the same brand, but newness in other forms from new drops from new collections or different product lines.
So I feel okay, so I agree with Minju, right? Because maybe the designer just designs and then the PR just do the PR and then everybody just do your own thing. But you just do harder. But for us, we are working very hard already. So if we go into seasonless, we're gonna get
Yeah.
down to bones. I don't know, like so how we mitigate that in terms of newness, because even for designers, yes, they may not have, hundreds of SKUs, but um, we mitigate that by having different designers, or like for Society A, we have designer spotlight. So there's this newness or this element of surprise every month or so. I think that is our approach because we're not a brand like Gucci. So that's my thought. And actually, Daniel, on your previous point about this pandemic and about designers and how it has affected maybe like Asian designers, I think because you don't call Asian supremacy, it's always a white supremacy. So we're really minorities to start with, although in numbers worldwide I don't think we are minority. But so I don't feel Asian designers or this part of the world facing too much of that. And
Mhm.
I would like to think that we should, in fact, embrace it. And even for Asian designers, would be, you know, go out there and tell people what you're doing. You're doing something, right? Just go out there and tell people what you're doing. And
Yeah, share your story.
just share your story. It's real, it's authentic, it's your blood, sweat, and tears, right? And social media is great. Everybody after COVID, they're just social media savvy. So this ecosystem has definitely enlarged in terms of even demographic of age. We get people shopping on. I mean, my mom shop on um, what you call that on phone now, right? So
Yeah.
pre-COVID, you probably don't get that. So I would say good time for all of us to, make yourself heard, do more content like what we're doing here. I think it's great. Yeah, so that's just a piece of what I want to say about your previous question.
Thank you. All right, let's talk about seasons now. Earlier on, we were talking about the exciting plans that Minju had for fall winter 2020. So, Minju, can you give us a little preview of what you have in store for that? And then I'm going to ask Lei Ping and Lily about the pieces that you have picked for Society A from Minju for fall winter. So, Minju, do you want to give us a little sneak peek of fall winter?
Yeah. This time the FW20, the title is Night of Night. Yeah, it's because actually it's come from like the quality sleep. Like for me, because I really, really don't want to get bothered by sleep. And then I don't know. I was think about it will be amazing if there's a girl who can protect me from the nightmare. That was kind of one of the starts. So I was like trying to make a girl like. So I made the illustration. The girl is like holding the sword, and also she prayed for me. And then we made like a fabric out of there. We made embroidery with it. We made a dreamy like prints. And I was very into the word of protection. So I made like the silhouette as really strong armor. Minju Kim was like, actually, we really focused on strong volume, but there's like some of the item which can hold it like really tight, and they're showing the woman's like body more stronger. So that was our concept this season.
Now, Lei Pei, did you buy the whole collection? Lily, did you buy the whole collection? Tell us when this collection will be launched and start shopping.
So it's launching next month in September. In a couple of weeks, we'll be launching all our Fall Winter 20 collections, including Minju Kim in our store. And actually, like every Fall Winter collection, our biggest challenge, because we're based in Singapore, is going through the winter wear, going through the thicker garments. But I think what Minju does really well is she plays with textures and lightness and heaviness of fabric. So you'll still see her voluminous style. You'll see tulle and something sheer. You'll see quilted, padded, styles as well. So we're really excited to launch that.
Okay, now this year especially, people can't travel extensively. Have you changed your buy for fall winter to adapt to the fact that people can't travel, especially here, to cater to the Singapore-based shoppers, for instance? Are you buying less heavy things for fall winter?
For winter, we try to avoid too much of the thick jackets, but I don't want to compromise on presenting the true DNA of a designer.
Right.
So it's really a fine balance. Well, we didn't expect this pandemic to last till next year, to be honest.
Who
So,
knew, right?
Me too.
my goodness. So, yeah, but the buy is already sealed, you can't change your buy. So you can only change your flight. So that's the only thing we have to deal with right now. But we also sell to the international market. And I think the same level playing field here globally is everybody is on a lockdown.
Yeah.
If you want to buy winter wear, um, you probably can buy online on SocietyA. We can ship it worldwide. So it's interesting. We can see how it goes.
Yeah, and actually the biggest challenge of buying fall winter, the fall winter season was the trade shows had all closed during the market week. So we didn't have access to viewing like the collections in person and like talking to like designers like Minju in person, like tell us your story and then just hearing them out, touching the fabric. So that was a really big adjustment for us. It had a lot to do with like really scrutinizing the lookbooks, doing even live video presentations or even requesting for like the fabric samples. So like I know Minju sent us a lot of like video clips of just how the fabric moves and information like that really helped us in still continuing buying the season.
How do you think this is going to change the way B2B fashion trade is conducted now that you are starting to buy in this manner? What next, for spring 2021? Is this going to continue? And do you think this is going to be maybe the new norm?
Well, from what we know, so Seoul Fashion Week is a staple for us. We go, twice a year, and I know that for the SS21 season, it's going to be virtual.
Right.
So virtual presentations, virtual discussions, yeah. So,
All right. Minju, I have a question for you. Now that the entire world is going through really strange times, do you have to think about the pandemic when you're designing, say, SS21? Do you have to take into consideration the fact that people can't travel, people are on lockdown, um, trade is affected as well, people are retailers are buying in this manner? Are you taking a different approach now to designing your new collections?
Mm, yeah. Actually, the thing is, this time, like SS21, of course, I'm gonna present to later, but it's about pandemic. It has the story of
Oh,
pandemic. Yeah.
wow.
I don't know, maybe I can say now because the SS21, the collection, we call that The Spring We Lost. That's our title this season. And then that time, like when I started, I was thinking that it's really sad that like we missed all spring and then we missed all summer also at the same time. And I don't know, like I think, but many like designers and also like the media, like fashion media, they want like a designer to go functional and also practical and like simple, like because our life is getting more simple and simple. So, but I think that that's not like how what we do. So I want to put the meaning and the story because somehow, yeah, I want to go more emotional with it, like the story of a pandemic in it. And also we are like trying to make something like sustainable also because I think the pandemic it also has the connection with nature definitely. So like many designer we are focusing on sustainable like fashion. So Minju Kim we are really quite well known about our own fabric, and then this time we made like 100% like rotting fabric, like it go back to the nature, but still there's Minju Kim graphic in it. Like
Right.
this kind of trying we are trying to do it, and then we are stepping like this issue, but we are really trying to not losing our character or color or what we've done before. We don't want to make just like straight minjuki. We still like bubbly, but it has
Yeah.
like a beautiful meaning like that. Yeah, I think the
Well, you
thing
know
we
what?
are trying.
Minju Kim will always have a story. Minju Kim will always be beautiful, and Minju Kim will always cheer people up. At least it will cheer me up. Which leads me to my next question: menswear.
I studied menswear before, and like because I graduated to school, did fashion 7 years, and then
Uh-huh.
first I studied menswear 3 years, and then later I studied women's. So that's why Minju Kim has really strong structure. Like it's bubbly, but it has strong strength. Like it's not like only cute thing, It
Yeah.
yeah, it has power in it. So yeah, we are. But you are wearing already.
I know. But I'm wearing a woman's piece,
Yeah.
and which is really what I like about your pieces, and a lot of new fashion designers as well, because genderless fashion. It doesn't matter whether you're wearing menswear or women's wear. You wear something that makes you feel good. You wear something that makes you feel happy and makes you look good. So when Society A told me, "Hey, we have this piece from Minju. Would you like to come and fit?" I was there straight away. No lockdown can stop me.
Oh, you looks
Yeah.
really great. Really.
Thank you. Say that again. I need to record that.
I'm so happy that you are wearing our pieces.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love this piece. All right. So, any plans for Society A to carry menswear? Because I know that you only carry menswear, ladies. Um, anything for us? Anything for me?
We can buy for you.
That's a very good answer. That's a very, very good answer. But as a male shopper, I find that menswear is more exciting now, but a lot of stores still don't carry menswear. But it's funny, Minju, that you talked about your beginnings as a menswear designer because I can feel your from your construction that it's got menswear structure in it. So and you don't have to be working in fashion to know that because everyone in this room, as part of this broadcast, have complimented me on how great this looks. And when I told them, "Oh, this is a woman's wear piece," they were like, "No." So, you know, I think fashion should make you feel that way, and not many designers do that. So, kudos to you, Minju. All right, before we end off, let me just ask each of you ladies. What you think is going to really be the future of fashion, the future of fashion design, the future of fashion retail, because we've seen in the recent months the collapse of department stores, we've seen a change of the business models. Everyone is shopping online because they're forced to. Let's start off with the designer. What do you think is going to be the future of fashion design?
Oh, I hate this question. It's so difficult,
Okay,
as a designer, the best thing is you don't think about future. You just go for right now.
yes.
Because it's so scary.
And you know what?
You
I
know.
right answer as well because especially you, Minjo, you design with such a strong story, so you react to the now. I think, and that's what makes your collection so relatable because when you react to the now, we are going through the now as well, and we can tell that story. We can relate to that story. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Lei Ping and Lily, what do you think is going to be the future of fashion retail? Do you think it's going to change drastically? Do you think all these collapse of department stores is going to make people turn towards specialty stores like yours because you are a lot more focused and you source out uh, great underground designers that and you discover them for the your consumers. Well, what are your thoughts on the future?
Can I say the future of fashion is society A?
Definitely, definitely, I stand by that. Only carry more menswear.
You know, what do okay lah, but I think the future of fashion is, fashion is a combination of people, culture, everything, community. So long as you're relevant, you know who your customers are, what is your offering to that community, then I think it's good enough. But like department stores that close down, so on and so forth. I mean, sometimes could be bad timing, financials, but they don't close the entire, probably just some stores here and there. But I also feel like the future right now of fashion is not just about looking good. I keep emphasizing on empowerment and the point of view. So women these days, they're getting more and more um, independent and confident. So with that personality, you want to project that outwards. Um, yeah, I think fashion will tell that story, and that's where independent designers or independent women designers with menswear cut and pattern can
Yeah,
bring that combination together. It's interesting.
most definitely. All right. Let me end off with something that I'm going to ask all three of you. uh, how would you like to be remembered? Because all of you do different things. Uh, Leping and Lily's stories are slightly more intertwined, but all three of you work in fashion. You all have different roles, but we all work towards a common goal, which is I love the fact that you use the word community because this is exactly what the front row is trying to do. We're trying to bring like minded people together to build an international community of like minded people. And you know, and that's why I'm talking to the three of you, and I'm talking to all of us about the future of fashion. So individually, how would you each like to be remembered? Let's start with Lepe. How would you like to be remembered?
How would I like to be remembered? Minju, I'm having a very difficult question right now. Help
Oh,
me.
this is really difficult to show, I think.
I
Okay,
it's not my name.
let me rephrase that question. Okay, if someone were meeting if someone were meeting you for the very first time, okay, what is the impression that you want them to take away from you? And what kind of message would you like to tell them about Lei Ping, Lily, and Minju?
Wow. Wow. I think coming back to, I think this last question is really like a roundup to the first that you asked.
Mm.
What does Society A stand for? And that point of view, um, I really want to be remembered, or Society A to be remembered as um, the Asian for Asians. I
Mm.
think, if somebody were to do it, I would rather an Asian. So, and for females to be part of this fashion ecosystem, I think that is the story that we want to tell, and we want people to remember us for, you know. So yeah, we're still working on it. So
What
next
about you?
Lily, how about Lily?
Um, I think for me, for myself and for what we do here, I think I definitely want to be remembered for um, supporting those that needed help to get out there. That was why we started Society A. We didn't want people to say like, oh, when I travel, I bought this from this store, from this brand, but unless you travel there, you can't have access to it. And that was really, something that sparked our journey. And yeah, we just want to be that platform that shares, support, and story tells all these wonderful designers' point of view to whether they fall on deaf ears or are welcome with open arms. At least we've done our part to get it out there.
I wish there were more people like the two of you ladies because you have done amazing things for the designers that you represent. And I'm sure there are lots of other designers that to be represented by Society A as well. Minju! How would you like to be remembered? How would you like people to remember Minju Kim?
Is it last question?
Maybe?
Yeah, then before saying that, I just want to, because just before the question about the future, there was a thing that I wanted to say about. I think what
Yes.
Society A is doing is definitely future because they make their own selection and then they really helping like individual designer. Like what I was really thanks to the Society A, that time like when they bought our collection, I really didn't have so many buyers. It was kind of that time was really survivor time. But this kind of like small brand, we really need like amazing retailer like a Society A, and then definitely I was feel like really flying like when they made like their selection. It was really big surprise. And I'm very happy I can give something back now after I winning next year in fashion. Somehow I can give a bit help. I think this is really amazing thing. You know, it's not they bought it after next year in fashion. They knew me. They already found like our quality. So I think what society doing, like A doing, is already future. Definitely. Yeah. And
Fantastic.
also, yeah, and then how people want to remember me, like I don't know, like now. Yeah, like happy Minju. You know, I just want to give something with quality and something worth it to people. And I want to continue it. I don't want to be changed. So I hope people remember me as me right now. I think I'm very satisfied with what the process, how I work, and what I do now. So, like now, that's it. Yeah.
I People will remember that about you, Minju, because um, you're authentic, you're real, your stories are real, and it comes across in not just you, Minju, as a person, but it comes across in your clothes as well, and that's why I think we all love you so much. And going back to Society A, I totally agree with you. I see Society A today as the Browns of today. You know, Browns used to be the champion of the young designers. They used to buy designers graduate collections from St. Martin's and all. So I do think Society A really is the Browns of today and the Browns of the future. You know, and you are so right. You know, we stores like Society A are going to be around, and they are going to be the support system for that community of young designers. So hopefully, hint hint, in future we'll be able to host a Minju Kim show on the front row. Yes. We
Will be, yeah.
uh, it's been a
Singapore.
wonderful hour of chatting. We could go on and on and on for days because there's so much to talk about. But it's great that we're all along the same wavelength and we all have the same aim. We all have the same objectives, and I love the fact that the three of you are so real, and that's very rare in fashion right now. You know, and maybe that's why you are the future of fashion. The future of fashion is realness, right? And telling real stories, authentic stories. So thank you very much, ladies, for taking the time off to be here on the front row and for sharing your wonderful stories. All of you out there, if you're listening, if you wanna check out the full collections of all the designers or Minju's pieces, please go to the Front Row online site and do remember they ship internationally. So whatever you like, wherever you are in the world, if you like something, just go and shop. All right, and keep logging on because you'll be able to discover designers' collections being uploaded all the time. They have drops all the time, and keep a lookout also for Minju's Fall Winter 2020. I can't wait. All right, and I can't also wait for Spring Summer 2021. And a Minju Kim runway show for the front row. Hint, hint.
Oh.
All right. For those of you out there who are not following us on Instagram yet, our Instagram handle is thefrontrow.style. Do follow us. And if you post the front row related pictures on your social media account, do remember to hashtag us. Our hashtag is thefrontrowsg so that we can find your post and like it. And do tell your friends all about the front row as well. We've got fantastic designers, we've got fantastic guests here. If you'd like to come back and listen to this really interesting talk with my three guests again, you can access the archives on Coffee Shop Talk. I think this will be this talk will be uploaded on archives by tomorrow, and the festival ends tomorrow, but the portal remains open, so you can always come back, always revisit our content, watch the shows, listen to our talks, and shop. It's my pleasure to be hosting these three wonderful ladies. My name is Daniel Boyd. Thank you for joining us here at the front row.